on today's special episode of Strong Arm Sports. The Celtics are the ultimate window shoppers. They them guys, they walk in with stacks of money in their hand. And they be like, let me see this, let me see that. And they get it all close and they look at it and they go, I'm going to buy this. Now let me think about it.
We supposed to be the losers, but we really know. They used to laugh at us, now we really know. They used to tell me never in my lifetime.
What's going on, folks? Welcome to a brand new middle of the damn week exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports Podcast. Man, look, I promised you guys in the last episode we was going to bring it right back as soon as the NBA trade deadline was reached. It hit today, and we back. Now, if this happens to be the first time that you are watching or listening to the show, I'm one half of the show. I go by the name of KSpadeTheProspect.
And I'm your boy, Paris 57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports. Spade!
Yes, sir.
Man.
Technical difficulties, bro.
I mean, we tried to bring on the live show. It didn't work out. Hey, we still got to deliver. That's what we do.
That's right.
The Strong Arm Truth. It was a lot of trades that went down. Some we expected, some that we was in shock and awe about, and some that people expected to go down, but that didn't happen. So we're going to touch on all those things, Spade. I want to start off with a trade that we kind of touched on, but we kind of didn't elaborate pertaining to the other team that was involved in the trade, and that's where I want to start. You good with that?
Yeah, let's get it, bro.
All right, so if you guys didn't know, on the last episode of Strong Arm Sports, we talked about the Orlando Magic and the move they made with trading Serge Ibaka to the Toronto Raptors for Terrence Ross in the first round pick. But we kind of didn't touch on the Toronto Raptors side of things. Spade, what do you think about the Toronto Raptors getting Serge Ibaka?
I mean, I feel like this is one of the rare times that you see a trade that I honestly feel like benefit both parties.
Okay.
I like what Terrence Ross can bring to Orlando, and Ibaka's a huge improvement at the power forward spot for a Toronto team that really lacks defense, especially inside the paint. They soft as hell inside the paint. And we know this because the reason why Orlando broke bread for Bismack Biyombo was because of the fact that they put him on a stage. In the fourth quarter, down the stretch of games, they would pull Valanciunas because he can't stop a 30-year-old's dribble drive. So they got this guy out the game. They put Biyombo in. Now they can still have the offense that Valanciunas offers, also having the defense that Ibaka offers. And Ibaka's not a bad offensive player either. I think it's a great pickup for him. I really do.
I agree with you 100%. I kind of wanted to touch on, you touched on the Orlando Magic. I want to say that people were saying that we was kind of hard on Orlando. I think the move for Orlando made sense to get Terrence Ross because they need scoring. But, you know,
they still trash.
We was talking about, I was more so talking about the Oladipo for Serge. If you was just going to get rid of Serge, then sign Ibaka aspect of that, of Orlando. But anyway, as far as the Raptors, and they wasn't done during the trade deadline either. We're going to touch on that later. But Serge Ibaka was definitely a big pickup. People was telling me Jared Sullinger was going to be a great pickup for the Raptors. They told me that he lost a ton of weight. When I seen Sullinger on, my homie Spade called him J Chubbs, which is like the best nickname. It's like the best nickname ever. But when I seen him on the court, he looked a bit of 300. People was sending me screenshots saying, "Yo, he lost mad weight." Every time I seen him on the court, he looked a bit of 300. He kind of reminded me of Oliver Miller, the old school big in the NFL, the Big O. If you don't know who Oliver Miller is, Google him and you'll see that's who Sullinger reminded me of when I see him on the court. But anyway, as far as Serge Ibaka, it definitely gave him that defensive presence that they need, that they missed when they got rid of Bismack. He blocks shots. He's a good rebounder. He can get you, 15. He can hit the little 15-foot jump shot. Like, he's a solid big. I definitely like the pickup for the Raptors. I don't know though, Spade, if Serge is going to re-up over there in Toronto. What do you think about that? Do you think he re-up?
I really feel like this year is going to tell the story. Because I think in Serge's mind, I think Serge kind of thinks he's a star. And I say kind of. He ain't like an A-list guy, but you got to look at it. His whole career, he pretty much played in the shadows of Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant. I believe that he thought he was going to go to Orlando and have an opportunity to be the man. Little did he know they was down there. Don't nobody know what the hell Orlando doing, including Orlando. He get down there, Biyombo's down there, not Valanciunas, Vooch is down there, and it's a situation where he shows some flashes. Don't get me wrong. Serge had some games where he looked like that was his team.
Especially when he went back and played against Orlando, the Thunder.
City.
He looked amazing.
Yeah, he did. He really did. So he's back in another situation where he's at best the third scoring option on that team, probably even the fourth. And I don't know how that role is going to work, but they say winning cures all. So if this move right here made them to the point where they definitely contend with Cleveland for the East, I don't know, man. Maybe that's the best he can get. I don't know.
I want to say,
what you think?
I don't think he re-up there.
Okay.
I don't think he reads up. I mean, it's not only. I'm not saying Toronto's a bad team. It's a lot of these guys. They know about the double tax you got to pay if you play in Toronto when you live in the United States. You got to pay like a double tax. You got to pay double taxes, and I don't think these guys want to have any parts of that. I just don't think Serge a re-up there because I don't think he want to be up there. Now, it's been rumors. It could be just rumors that Serge. First of all, whenever it's somebody on the block or somebody going to be a free agent, we all know where they say they're going to go. We all know where speculation says they're going to go, and that's to Boston. That's to the Knicks. So it's been those type of things out there. It's also been a rumor out there. These are just rumors. It's also a rumor out there that if Blake Griffin, if the Clippers decide to trade Blake Griffin maybe in the offseason or before the draft, that maybe Serge will land there. I just don't think he reads up in Toronto, but we have to wait and see. Maybe if they get to the championship game, not to the Eastern Conference Finals, maybe he'll stay. I don't know. But Spade, Toronto wasn't done. We're going to touch on them a little later. I want you to touch on this big trade. You want to go into the big blockbuster trade?
Let's get into it. Now, you guys got to know, every single time we get close to a trade deadline, especially in the NBA, NFL pops a little bit too, bro, but especially in the NBA, you get the buzz and you get teams shopping names that you never even thought they would shop, and everybody feels like you're gonna get all these big blockbuster deals. I gotta throw them under the bus. LeParis was like, Spade, I think this is just the beginning. I think we get more. And I was like, nah, ain't nobody gonna do nothing. They just talking. But we did get one blockbuster deal, and let's talk about that one. This deal went down on February 20th between the New Orleans Pelicans and the Sacramento Kings. Biggest deal of the trade season. Boogie Cousins, easily a top 5 player in the league, was dealt for what a lot of people are saying like a bag of chips. So he goes over to the Pels. He teams up with another Kentucky big man, another elite big. We both got both of these two bigs in our top 5 bigs in the league. Probably would have AD a lot higher if he could stay on the court. But putting these two guys together, people saying this could be the most dangerous double big man twin tower setup since you had a young Tim Duncan and an old David Robinson. And those two guys, even though one was still kind of green and one was over the hill, they devastated the league. So people are already licking their chops at the potential of these two bigs, but let's get into it. The Pels, they was able to get DeMarcus Cousins in that deal along with Omri Caspi. Caspi's an okay shooter, wingman, who I feel like is very serviceable. I'm going to leave it right there. What Sacramento got, this is where things get strange. They got Buddy Hield, which I got to tell y'all something about. They got Tyreek Evans back because they had this guy already. They got Langston Galloway. They got a 2017 first-round pick, and they got a future second-round pick. Now, let's talk about the 2017 first-round pick, bro, because the more the Pelicans win, the worse that pick gets. What you got to understand, you sent them a guy who's going to help them win games. You sent them Boogie, which is essentially making the pick that they sent you back worse. And that's one. But the other thing I wanted to speak on, the owner of the Kings, I'm not going to try to say his name because I'm going to goof it up. But the man said that he think Buddy Hield has Steph Curry-like potential. That statement right there got him a lot of criticism. LeParis, rate them.
I want to say the trade. Let me speak on the trade from the Pelicans first. Definitely a great trade. But what I'm not, y'all know I got Boogie as the best big in the game. I love Boogie Cousins. I don't like his attitude, but I love Boogie Cousins as a player. The dude is elite. He's official tissue. Spade, I want to say that Boogie Cousins and AD, I got questions on if it's going to work or not. But let's just focus on this year. I don't know if Boogie wanted to be in New Orleans. It was also a rumor. Boogie wanted to play with Wall in Washington. I don't know if that's true or not. But these are all rumors. Boogie, as far as, they gave up a lot to get Cousins. They gave up pretty much their whole backcourt except Drew Holiday. You might as well have just threw Drew Holiday in there. They got the Pelicans are left with Drew Holiday and Etuan Moore. That's pretty much it. I know they got Solomon Hill and they got Cunningham, but as far as guards, it's Drew Holiday and it's Etuan Moore. Now, Buddy Hill, Spade, I know you high on Buddy Hill. You love you some Buddy Hill.
I do.
They comparing Buddy Hill to Nick Stauskas, and I don't like the comparison because we see more of Nick Stauskas than we have of Buddy Hill. Buddy Hill was playing with AD. He was playing with some other guard. They had a heavy rotation down there in the NO. He was only getting like 20 minutes a game. I don't think it's fair to compare them to Nick Stauskas. I'm not ready to say this kid has Steph Curry potential. I don't know about that. Maybe he go out there to Sacramento and he cooks. But I don't know about saying Buddy Hill has Steph Curry potential like the owner of the Kings say. Tyreek Hill going back there where he won Rookie of the Year. I don't know if that's going to work out. I won't be surprised if they buy Tyree Evans. If they don't buy Tyree Evans, I think they may buy him out. We'll wait and see on that. Langston Galloway, I like Langston Galloway. Even when he was with the Knicks, I don't know why people don't want to keep Langston Galloway. I think he's an asset. I think he can be a serviceable, not necessarily a backup, starting guard, but he could be a serviceable backup guard. I just don't know if Boogie is long term for the Pelicans. Would he re-up? But Spade,
yep.
When I was reading the notes on this trade, the reasons why I kind of think Boogie will re-up is because he could have signed a deal with the Kings for like $219 million.
Yep. When
he got traded, that month he can't sign for $219 anymore. He got traded. He could only sign for, I think, maybe $179. I think the number was. Lost up almost $40 million. That's almost $40 million gone. But if Boogie was to leave and sign a max somewhere else other than New Orleans, he can only sign for like $159. So that's another $20 million gone. So that's potentially $50-60 million gone if he was to leave. That's kind of why I think he will re-up with the Pelicans. The Pelicans do have that in their favor.
You ain't never lied. That ain't even me, but once you tell me them numbers, I don't started to change my accent and everything, Wally. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling like I'm supposed to be Ryan Chia. He sounds like he needs to stay. Now let me go back to one thing, bro. I don't like the backlash. Like, the person who's really getting beat up in this deal is Buddy Hill. And Buddy ain't got nothing to do with this. Like, he got nothing to do with it. That man just showed up to the All-Star weekend to compete in the whatever the hell they call that game nowadays. And, I'm sure he had no idea he was going to be traded. He got traded. Apparently, the Kings, like I said, the Kings owner is high on this guy. I'm pretty high on the guy myself. I admit that he hasn't had the rookie season I expected him to have, but he hasn't been terrible. He really hasn't been terrible. I got some numbers right here, but before I go over that, I want to go back. If we go back to 09-010, Steph Curry's rookie season, Steph looked promising. Steph averaged 17 and a half, 18 points a game, 6 dimes. He shot well. He didn't shoot. He didn't do the stuff that we're seeing him do now. But the biggest difference is this Golden State team, they kind of took this guy and made him the number one scoring option on that team. But he came in on a team where it was all about Anthony Davis and then the Brow and then Anthony Davis and then AD. Like, at best, he could have been the 5th scoring option. We've still seen him drop 18 right here, 20 right here, 15 right here, 17 right here. I think Buddy can score. I think Buddy has his shortcomings. I don't think it's a lot of things on the defensive end he does that's great, but I don't think it's a lot of things that Steph does is great. Steph, however, is a much better ball handler than Buddy Hill. but he's still young though. So I don't like people going, oh, he think he got Steph Curry potential. That's crazy. This man's only halfway through his first year in the league. Wait a minute. Everybody loves Devin Booker. You want to go back and look at his first half of the season last year? It's less than stellar. Let me just tell you that. So I don't want folks to jump off the boat too soon on Buddy Hield. I think Buddy's going to be okay, man. I like that dude. One other thing about this trade before I pitch it back to you. You came up with a really good point about whether or not they can re-up Boogie, because that was one of my concerns. But the other concern I got is, how is this going to work? How is it going to work? Like, you got two dynamic bigs. They both are used to being scoring option number one. They both used to being the man. And you finna take them in a situation, they both kind of play similar styles. They can stretch. They can face up. They both got decent post game. I don't know how you make them work together, fam. I mean, yeah, they both probably going to get their numbers, but does it make this team better? That's what I'm not sold on. Not sold on.
Well, let me just, I got a couple more points, Spade. The media was all over this trade and was like, this makes the Pels a contender.
Shit.
Contenders next to the Warriors, which, Spade, when they said that, I'm like, what are they saying that I'm missing? Because Golden State is going to go small ball, and they're going to pick and roll these guys to sleep. They're going to pick and roll them to sleep. And I know what people want to say. They're going to say, well, AD can guard the 1 through the 5. But they're not going to pick and roll AD, man.
I mean,
they're going to pick and roll. Say it again?
He can, but he can't. You think he can stay in front of Steph?
I think he can.
Think so?
I think he can.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he can. But the problem is going to be when they pick and roll Boogie, man, because I don't think Boogie can stay in front of Steph. I think Steph is going to be able to drive, either pass him or he's going to dance on him, do a little step back and hit a three. That's what Steph do. I think AD is, AD allegedly, they say he used to play guard back in the day. AD is fundamentally sound, like with footwork and stuff.
That's true.
As far as defensive movement. I think he can stay with him. But if they pick and roll and switch to Boogie, I think they're going to be in trouble. I don't think the Pelicans, I don't think this make the Pelicans contenders. That's been the big subject, right after this trade. They was like, yo, the Pels going to get that spot and they're going to be able to compete with the Warriors. I don't see it. I think they still get swept. Matter of fact, they played the Rockets tonight and they got blown out by like 30. They got blown out by 30, and without a James Harden game.
Right.
I mean, James still had 14 downs, but he had 13 points.
Yeah, he didn't even take like double-digit shots.
Like 8 shots.
Right.
He took like 8 or 9 shots. Like, I think I still see the Warriors coming out the West. People are saying this makes the Pelicans a contender. I don't agree with that.
I don't even know if it gets them in the playoffs.
Then I'm gonna let you go, and then we can move on.
Yeah, I don't even know if it gets them in the playoffs, bro.
I think maybe they can get the 8th spot. They're a couple games back of the 8th spot right now. I think maybe they can get the 8th spot. But my last point is, people were killing Vlade Divac because Vlade Divac came out and said he had better trades on the table a few days prior, and he didn't pull the trigger for whatever reason. And one of the trades, I think it was to the Lakers. It was a few other trades that it was a ton of people that wanted Boogie, and I think they was trying to lowball him because they knew that the Kings was just trying to get rid of this guy. Boogie did a nice little press conference in Sacramento once he was traded, and he got choked up. It seemed like he didn't want to leave, and Vlade said he had other trades, better trades on the table, and people are calling this the worst trade in NBA history, Spade. Do you agree with that?
I think it's up there. I think it's up there. But everybody's going to eat those words if Buddy turn around and average 25 a game and be this lovable guy that they can market and get fans in. And everybody's going to eat that. The only reason why I say I really believe Boogie, anytime he's been asked, bro, he said he wanted to stay in Sacramento. He said it repeatedly. Right. He said, to me, this is my home. Right. I want to be here. He was involved with different things inside the city, and he helped with this and he helped with that. The only problem is, apparently, or as you like to say, allegedly, He was a cancer in that locker room. The local media hated the dude because you never knew what you was going to get with him. And ultimately, he was a live wire that the people within the franchise wasn't sure that they could win with. I mean, look at the coaches. Right. They got a revolving door of coaches, and it's not because these coaches are bad. It's because nobody can coach this guy. He's basically uncoachable. He is an extreme talent. But if he's uncoachable, I don't know what works. And I think you probably... I don't like Vlade Divac coming out saying, I had a better deal on the table 2 days ago. And everybody was like, better than this?
I think he said, let me tell you why I think he said that. I think he said that because he wanted them to, I think he wanted, people is saying it's the worst trade in history. I think he want people to know, hey, this wasn't on me. This is on the owner.
I feel like
this
that
ain't
too.
on me.
I do feel like he did that to get some of the blame off of him. I don't like him saying it because you know that's a linear answer. The next question is going to be, what was the deal? The trade? And then he said, I don't want to discuss it. Talk to those agents. Whose agents? Who? Like, is he saying that Boogie's agent wouldn't go for it? Because I don't think he's got a say. It's a trade. You don't get a say. Clearly, because Boogie didn't even know he was going to New Orleans. That's one thing I don't like about it. Right. And the second thing I don't like, everybody's like, well, if it was better and you didn't take this one, you didn't take those, why'd you take this? And he said, I don't want to go into detail. Well, shut your ass up then, Vlade. Why the hell do you get that answer knowing that we're going to want to know more? I don't like that he said that. The other thing, and I promise I'm going to let it go. It didn't work. It didn't work. It put his ass right back in the fire. It put him deeper in. Now he down at the base of the fire, which is the hottest part of it. But anyway, they also said that like a day before, like just prior to this, Vlade Divac himself was in Boogie's living room telling Boogie we're not going to trade you. And then they trade him, which I know that happens all the time. But they said that Vlade reached out, tried to get Boogie on the phone, and Boogie won't take his call. Boogie said, we're done. Like, we got nothing else to talk about. We're done. So I hate, Vlade, if this ain't your moving, like if you didn't make these moves, you handled it so poorly because you don't burnt that bridge with that guy. Like you and Boogie are never... Like, I hope you don't be broke down and need a jump one day and Boogie roll by because your ass ain't getting a jump, bro. You're not getting it.
Word. You will be stuck.
Like Chuck.
Call an Uber. Let's move on, Spade. I'm interested to know what these guys feel about, how the supporters feel about the Boogie trade. I mean, it shocked the hell out of me. I couldn't believe it, especially with him. He was in NO for the damn All-Star game. They told him in his ear. I was in shock. I'm
still in shock.
Let's take it up a date. Let's go to February 21st. The Lakers deal for Lou Williams. The Lakers deal Lou Williams to the Rockets for Corey Brewer. The Lakers get Corey Brewer in the first round pick, unprotected, and the Rockets get Lou Williams.
Right.
Now, we don't got to spend a lot of time on this, Spade, but the Rockets get another shooter in the D'Antoni offense, which Lou Williams actually played tonight for the Rockets. Played amazing, shot like 7 of 11 from 3, like had like 20-something points. Like he played amazing tonight. James was getting all them dimes passing to Lou Williams. How do you feel about Lou Williams to the Rockets? And give me a little bit on Corey Brewer to the Lakers.
Once again, I like this deal all the way around, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Is Corey Brewer gonna help the Lakers this year? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know what's gonna help the Lakers though? That damn pick, which is what they need. And I hate to admit it, but the Lakers really need to tank. They really need to tank. So you got to get rid of a guy who coming off your bench looking to get 25, 30 a game off the bench because he going to help you win. And that ain't what they need to do. Lou Williams is another scorer for Houston. I am curious to see how this works, though, because it's only been one game, but if you can look at tonight's game, it makes you wonder if Lou is going to lower the production of James Harden, which that's good for the long run because you want James to be fresh for the playoff run. At the same time, I kind of felt like Houston was kind of campaigning James Harden for MVP. And let me go ahead and tell you, single-digit scoring is not going to get it for you because Russ is over there doing everything and everything. So, Lou definitely makes the Rockets a better team, especially in terms of depth. And the Lakers, who really need to lose, the remaining games of the year, to be honest with you. getting rid of Lou Williams, getting Corey ain't gonna do nothing. Trust me. And then they get a draft pick out of it. I think it works for him. I see you, Magic. I see you.
I think this is Magic doing his magic, man. I think it's smart for the Lakers to just let Lou. I'd have loved to see Lou Williams go to the Wizards, though. I want him to go to the Wizards. I'd have liked to see Lou Williams go to the Wizards. I'd have liked to see the Rockets trade for Wilson Chandler, a guy that could play the 3, potentially, guard some 4s. But because of Trevor Ariza, Trevor Ariza, some nights he on, some nights he awful. And I think Wilson Chandler could have helped with that. Not only with scoring, some defense. Lou Williams,
that's the one knock on this
bringing Lou Williams off the bench to give you straight buckets.
Yep.
You ain't looking for Lou Williams to stop nobody, which is
can't.
kind of what they got over there with Eric Gordon.
I think Gordon might be a slightly upgrade in terms of defense.
With compared to Lou Williams.
Yeah, I don't think Lou can guard anybody.
Now I don't know what the Lakers' plan is. The Lakers, they got Corey Brewer. I don't think Corey Brewer are going to play. The Lakers are in love. They are infatuated with Brandon Ingram for whatever reason. Because there was some trades that were supposed to go down, and teams wanted them to include Brandon Ingram, and they was like, no, we're not including KD 2.0. They think KD 2.0, and that's why a lot of trades didn't happen as far as the Lakers, because they do not want to trade Brandon Ingram. I don't think Corey Brewer plays. I don't think the Lakers got a tank because they're a bad team. I don't think they're going to get no dubs anyway.
Well,
so
they made sure.
I don't think they got a tank. They're going to lose a lot.
You lose, yeah.
They're going to lose a lot. They're going to lose a lot. So I like Lou Williams. I wish I would have liked for Lou to go to Washington, because I think that would have helped out Washington's bench. But Lou went to the Rockets. It just, especially the way they played tonight. I know they played the Pelicans tonight, and I just said they lost every freaking guard they had except for Drew. They lost every guard. But Lou Williams went out there and baked those boys up. And it seemed like James Harden didn't have a problem with just Diamond. With him, it showed because he only took 9 shots. So
right. James
it looked like he didn't have a problem with that. Maybe a win is a win. Maybe he's looking for the long roll. Like, if Lou Williams could come in and cook and take some of the burden off of me, because Spade, you remember at one point, then we can move on. At one point, early in the season, when they sat James Harden on the bench,
it was a really
they was blowing people out. They sat James Harden down for 5 minutes, and teams was back in the game, if not had the lead. So if you could sit James Harden down and bring in a Lou Williams to, do what he do, I think that helps the Rockets.
Yep, I agree. Now, let's move forward. Let's jump up a day. This February 22nd, it was a few deals this day, but I want to speak on this one. You just spoke on Washington. You wanted to see Lou Will land in Washington, the nation's capital. He did not, but they did make some moves. So let's talk about that right quick. 4-player deal involving the Wizards and the Nets. Now, the Nets came out and said they was looking to move Brook Lopez, which I was happy. Y'all know I like Brook Lopez. I want him to get out of that crummy ass situation over there. But they might have had their value of him a little too high. Now, Wise Man told me, whatever you got, whether it's an item you selling or a player or whatever, it's worth whatever you can get for it. Like, I can sell you this pencil for $300. If you're going to buy it, that's what it's worth, right?
Word.
So here's the deal.
Word.
The Nets came out and said they wanted 2 first-round picks for Brook Lopez. Now, you might say that, hold on, we wildin', but just got a first-round pick for Lou Will. He don't even start. Yeah, I know Lou nice, and he got 2 girls. We know how he roll, but he don't even start. Right. So, after not getting any bites on Brook Lopez, they came back, and I feel like when you do this, sometimes, man, when you shoot too high, you just got to shoot too high. When you readjust your price, to me, that gives the impression that you unsure on your own product. But they came back and said, you know what? We no longer want 2 first-round picks for Brook Lopez. We'll take a first and a second. And they still didn't get any deals to get Brook Lopez up out of there. What they did do was they moved Bohan, I'm probably saying his name wrong, Bogdanovich, and Chris McCullough. I don't really know why the Wizards wanted either one of those guys, but they moved Marcus Thornton and Andrew Nicholson. If I'm not mistaken, Thornton got waived, didn't he?
Yeah, they traded. The Nets got Thornton and they waived him the same day.
Why? Why would they do that?
I mean, they backcourt heavy, Spade. The Nets are backcourt heavy.
I think Thornton can hoop, though. I think he's a bucket getter.
I mean, Hey, Spade, me and you got a bucket. Get a list,
and he on that.
Of guys that's just in the league that can get buckets
that
don't nobody want. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. And Marcus Thornton is one of those guys. I don't know why. I mean, the Nets. I get why the Nets cut him. Hopefully, he could sign with somebody and help somebody out because I think he can definitely play ball. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
how you feel about that?
Is the Bogdanovic?
I don't feel like this deal make either one of those teams better.
Man, first of all,
Brooklyn also got a draft pick. I'm sorry, Brooklyn also got a draft pick.
I mean, that's what they really wanted because the Nets, all they draft picks is going to the Celtics, right. So they definitely wanted to get in the first round again. The Celtics got all the Nets first round picks, so they definitely wanted the first round pick.
Got them forever.
That's why forever.
Yeah.
That's why I think they wanted to get this deal done. Yeah. As far as Bogdanovic, I think the Wizards could have did better. Why didn't the Wizards go after Wilson Chandler? I mean, Denver had everybody on the block. Why didn't anybody call Denver today? I mean, Denver allegedly had a blockbuster trade on the table, I think, for Paul George. Was it Paul George? Yeah, it was for Paul George. But Paul George said, look, man, I'm only signing with 2 teams, this offseason. And Denver ain't one of them, so that didn't work out. Mm-hmm. I like Bogdanovic.
I think Bogdanovic can score, though.
I like Bogdanovic. He's going to help their bench, but
right. They need depth.
I'd rather them have a Wilson Chandler or a Lou Williams. Like I said, maybe, it might help the Wizards because they bench is a little shaky, bruh. They bench is a little shaky. I think he can help, but if he's one of those guys, if his jumper not falling,
yeah,
I don't know. You definitely, let me tell you something. He's one of the worst defensive guys in the league. One of the worst. You got him to get buckets, so that's what they got Boogie for. They got him to get buckets.
Right.
Because he's one of the worst defensive. I mean, they got him at 2 guard on the list, but they play small forward for the Nets. He was one of the worst defensive small forwards in the league. His defensive rating was like terrible. Like in FanDuel, Spade, you play small forwards against the net because of Bogdanovic. So I think he helps their bench, but I'd like to see them go somewhere else. You want to move on?
Yeah. What else we got?
Let's move on to the Hawks. Your Atlanta Hawks.
My Atlanta Hawks.
Made another.
A minute now.
Yeah, your Atlanta Hawks made a move. They traded for Ersan Ilyasova, and they traded Tiago Splitter to the 76ers. They also get a future second-round pick, and Philadelphia gets some draft considerations, whatever that means.
I'm finna say, what the hell is that?
But I definitely think Ilyasova helps the Hawks. How do you feel about the Hawks getting Ilyasova?
Hey, I love
He's another
Illy.
one of those guys these teams don't want to keep.
I love Illy. And Illy could probably start selling jerseys. Like, this man has been around. I know he's played for at least 6 teams, at least. But I like Illy. The dude can score. He's a stretch. He can stretch the floor. And if you forget about him, he'll make you pay. Atlanta, they got some pieces, but to me, I don't know who that sniper is. Don't forget, they did lose Kyle Korver this year. So getting Ilyasova might be an attempt to replace that sniper that they had in Kyle Korver. I like it, though. I like it.
I'm gonna tell you one thing you forgot about Ilyasova.
What's that?
He leads the league. You'd never guess in what?
In jerseys collected?
Nah. He leads the league in drawn charges. Like, the dude take charges.
Oh, he's the new Shane Battier.
I mean,
that used to be Shane Battier.
I mean, if he could get you 1, 2, 3 charges a game, that's 3 fouls. That's putting the opposition in foul trouble. You know what I mean? Quicker to the penalty, quicker to the bonus, rather. Yeah. I mean, hey, I like Ilyasova, man. I don't know why teams don't like this guy. I wish he would come to my team. If we could have had Ilyasova for Nico, I would do that trade yesterday. Like, get Nico off my team. I would love to have Ilyasova.
Can I ask you a question?
Get Ilyasova on my team. Go ahead.
Why in the hell did the 76ers take another big? Why? Why?
Tiago Splitter ain't going to play. He ain't going to play.
They might better waive him. Otherwise, I don't get it. It don't make sense.
Nah, he not going to play, bro. They wanted to get rid of Ilyasova. They wanted to get rid of Okafor too. He didn't get moved. But they trying to clear the way for Embiid and the dude Saric, who has been on a tear lately. Yeah. The dude Saric has been on a tear.
Yes.
And they trying to clear the way. They got rid of Noel as well. We'll get to that next. but they clearing out all that space. So Tiago Splitter, I don't think he plays at all.
Okay.
Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's hurt. So I definitely don't think he's going to play.
I'm going to let you go ahead and take this next one because you just set it up real nice in the segue. What you got?
Yeah, I mean, the Sixers also made another trade. The Sixers get Bogut, who I think they're going to waive. They was trying to trade Bogut. I think they're going to end up cutting him or waiving him, and it's reports that maybe the Cavs might pick him up. I don't know. But they did get Justin Anderson, who I like a forward. Justin
Another
Anderson,
damn
the
big.
top 18 protected first-round pick. Say it again?
Another big.
I mean, he's more of a small forward, Spade. Justin Anderson. He's more so of a small
I hate the
forward.
76ers, bro. What are they doing?
I like this. Man, I like what the Sixers are doing, bro.
don't.
They also got a top 18 protected first round pick. The Mavs getting Nerlens Noel. The Mavs said we got our big for the future. They like him. They love Nerlens Noel and said he's going to be their big for the future. What do you think about that trade? You clearly you said you hate the Sixers.
Yes.
You don't know what the hell they're doing.
Listen, Jahlil Okafor has expressed his displeasure with the team. They already basically said they getting him out of there.
Yeah, he won't be there, bro.
But they moved Nerlens Noel. Why are you moving him? They just took this guy lottery. Look, bro, let me tell you what they did. They just moved a lottery pick for Bogut, Justin Anderson, and a 2018 protected first round pick. So that means it ain't going to be a lottery pick. You just moved I don't like what they doing. You still...
Bro, that junk top 18. That means if it falls in the top 18, they can't get it.
Right, exactly. I don't...
They took this space. I just told you they trying to clear the space,
I don't like
bro.
it.
They want Noel and Ilyasova.
Like
they want Okafor out of there too. They want him out of there too.
They should have moved
They probably
Okafor.
going to move him at the draft.
You know, I heard a stat today. I don't know if this is true.
Go ahead.
I heard a stat today that in totality, Nerlens Noel only has 8 minutes on the court with Embiid.
Yeah,
That's stupid.
that's
And
true.
then they moved him. Like that could have been their twin towers. And I know they love Sarek, and he looks great. I just don't feel. I don't know. I just feel like they pulled a plug on Nerlens.
Spade. I think Sarek is the real deal, Spade. I think he's the real deal.
I hope.
I think he is, man. That kid has been on a new level. Like he has been on a new level since they started.
I'm sorry.
Since they started getting all those other guys out the way and playing them, he has been playing amazing.
The key word in that
wouldn't even lie
sentence
to
is
you.
playing them. I mean, you got Noel with 8
I mean,
minutes
it's tough
played with
to
Embiid.
give all these
Who
guys
knows
minutes.
what
No
they
one-
could be
No-
if they played them together. Who knows what they could be? But I like Sarek.
Yeah, but
It's whatever. Sarek, whatever his name is. It's whatever. I don't know. I can't figure them out.
I mean, it was reports that the Bulls wanted to, get Okafor. They was going to make a move for Okafor. We didn't, thank God. Because anybody that know me know I think Okafor is Eddie Curry. Anybody that remember Eddie Curry,
heard
to
someone
me,
else say that today, bro.
You said what?
I actually heard someone else make that comparison today.
They remind me of Spade. Now, I've been saying this for weeks.
Yeah, you've been saying, and I don't see it, and I still don't see it.
But I heard somebody else say
that.
that. He reminds me so much of Eddie Curry. Anybody know Eddie Curry had that solid year with the Bulls, and then we shipped him to the Knicks, and it was all downhill from there. I don't want to say that Okafor is Eddie Curry, but they remind me of each other. So I'm glad we didn't bust that move, but we made another move. Spade, talk to him.
All right, let's talk about this one right here. This deal goes down February 23rd. Oklahoma City Thunder, Chicago Bulls. I got to admit, I'm excited about this one. LaParis probably won't be. The Thunder, they walk away from this deal with Taj Gibson. They walk away with Dougie McBuckets. And they walk away with a 2018 second round pick. Bulls get Anthony Morrow. They get Jeffrey Levine. How you say that dude name? Laverne. And they get Campaign. Now, let me do this right here. Let me go ahead and state the obvious. From afar, you say, oh, they traded a sniper for a sniper. You got McBuckets and you got Anthony Morrow. They both kind of do the same thing. But let me zoom in and tell you what you really get. McBuckets can score. I don't really know why it seemed like he's had difficulty playing his way onto the court. They seem to lean more toward Mirotic than McBuckets. I think he's nicer. That's just my own opinion. But this dude, I've seen this dude cook. This dude can score. The last time we saw Anthony Morrow have a good game, somebody was using him in 2K. It's been a long time, bro. Like, I don't know what happened to Anthony Morrow. I was watching the game. I think this was last season or the year before, and I was telling you, I said, what happened to Anthony Morrow? Like, he was getting great looks, and he just was bricking them shits. Like, I don't know what's up with him. The Bulls are actually pretty high on Cameron Payne. I like Cam Payne from his dance moves with Russ. I don't really know if he can play well. I admittedly haven't watched him a lot. The Bulls got to do something at point guard, though. You know they got the Rondo issue out there. Probably going to want to part ways with Rondo at the end of the season. And, yeah, they like Michael Carter-Williams, but they like this guy. The Laverne dude, I know absolutely nothing about. LaParis, you probably going to rap with him on that. The big thing here is I heard people talk about how big of a locker room guy Taj Gibson is. I heard ex-Chicago Bulls Scottie Pippen today say that Taj Gibson is the heart of the Chicago Bulls. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he might be the longest tenured Chicago Bull, or he was the longest tenured Chicago Bull. I don't know if that's factual, though. Stat check that one before you go tell somebody that shit at work. But Taj Gibson apparently was the heart of this Bulls team. And you ship him, you ship Dougie McBuckets, and both of those dudes are going to make the Thunder better. We've been saying Russ needs some help. Both of these dudes instantly help. You got Chair Puncher. What's his name? Help me out. Having a brain fart.
Cantor.
Cantor is still out with a broken forearm, a wrist, hand, whatever he got.
He's supposed to be back tomorrow,
You better get in quick, because I'm going to tell you, Taj is going to get in there and win that locker room over. He's also a bit of an enforcer on the court. You ain't got to worry. I know they got Steven Adams, who's an enforcer as well. You ain't got to worry about getting knocked to the ground around Taj Gibson and Taj just walking to the bench. That's not going to happen. I think McDermott, whatever the hell, I'm trying to say both of those names at the same time. I think he's going to really help with his shooting. I think OKC gets better right there. Like, I know they get better.
I definitely know OKC got better.
Right.
First of all, Taj Gibson was my dude, man. I love Taj Gibson. I believe heart and soul of the Bulls. I believe that. Straight passion.
Yeah.
Him and Steven Adams on that front line, like you said. You knock Russ down if you want, and you don't think Taj coming to see about problems. You better be ready, Zaza. You better be ready. Yeah. Now, only thing I'm mad about the trade, Taj wasn't going. I don't think Taj was going to re-sign with the Bulls.
I don't know.
I was never really high on Doug McDermott.
I like him.
People been telling me, man, when we traded all them picks to move up to get Doug McDermott, I was like, oh, man, people was telling me, man, he nice. College, he nice, blah, blah, blah. Man, listen, man.
He nicer than Middleton.
I was never high on Doug McDermott. Now, the Bulls, they are so enamored by Cameron Payne that they said this guy, if they think this guy is what they think he is, he's the PG of the future. That's what they said today. I want to start off my comments by saying we got to fire Paxson. Get Paxson out of there and get Gar Forman out of there. Get both of those dudes out of there. And fire Hoiberg too.
Dang.
Can we get Hoiberg up out of there?
Dang.
Yeah, get all of them up out of there,
Dang.
man. Joffrey Laverne used to play with Denver. I think he's a solid big. He was filling in well for Cantor. I think he could fill in well for us, but he won't be here long. Like, he won't be here long. So I like Payne. I hope Payne turned out to be everything they think he's going to be. I definitely think OKC wins this trade. I'm just mad we couldn't throw Nico in there and give him Nico too. We should have gave him Nico too, because I'm tired of him as well. I don't know why we had so many guards. We got Payne, we got Rondo, we got Grant, we got Michael Carter Williams, we got Isaiah Cannon. We got so many guards. I don't know what we're doing at the guard position. Hopefully Payne works out and we could get some of those guys. I mean, Rondo probably won't be back. Ain't no probably. He won't be back. If they can't trade him, they probably going to waive him after this year. They probably let him stick around this year, but they signed him to like a two-year deal. He won't be here long. He won't be here for no 2 years. Nope. Hopefully Payne turned out to be everything you want to be. Morrow, he probably has an expiring contract as well. He won't be here long. I don't know, man. I don't understand how we got finesse to give them a second-round pick. We give them our best players, and then they get a second-round pick as well. Yeah. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. As a Bulls fan, I'm happy Taj is out of that mess, because I think he could definitely help the Thunder, and I can't wait to see Taj Gibson play for the Thunder. Spade, you know I'm a Russell Westbrook fan, bruh. And I think only thing is Taj gonna go get them boards. Like he gonna go get them boards. Oh, yeah. You think Russ gonna have a talk with him? Yeah, like Russ,
yo, he gonna have a
them my boards.
Yep. You gonna hear Russ say the same thing you heard James Harden say in the game. Move. That's what you gonna hear.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you gonna hear.
Yeah. Spade, let's move on. Same thing happened today with the Nuggets. The Nuggets did make a trade. Wasn't nothing major. We only got to talk about this. Nuggets got Hibbert. Bucks got a second-round pick. Nothing really to go crazy about. Spade, let's move on again. The Rockets made another deal.
Right.
With the Nets.
Right.
KJ McDaniels went to the Nets.
Yep.
Yeah, and the Rockets just wanted some cap space. That's what the Rockets get. Mm-hmm. Moving on again. Lakers made a move. Mm-hmm. Lakers get Tyler Ennis. The Rockets made another move. They just wanted more cap space.
Yep.
So the Lakers traded Tyler Ennis, who, before we move on, Spade, Tyler Ennis had all this buzz coming out of Syracuse.
Yep.
I remember when he was in high school, they showed his championship game on ESPN, not 2. Wow. ESPN 1.
Wow.
And I remember watching this kid, and he was it in high school.
Went to Syracuse,
I wasn't. Say it again?
You think he still got it?
I don't know, Spade, because when he went to Syracuse, I wasn't so sold on him at Syracuse. After 1 year, he decided to come out. That's what a lot of these kids do. He ended up going in the first round, if I'm not mistaken, but I wasn't sold. I don't think he played with I don't think he plays with the Lakers. He went to the Lakers. I don't think he played like I said, the Rockets got cap space. I don't even think Enos plays with the Lakers. I don't think he get run over there. Moving on. Suns made a move. They got Mike Scott from the Hawks. Mm-hmm. The Hawks get a protected second-round pick in cash. Cash is always good. Yeah, cash is always good.
Cash.
Yeah, more cash is always good. Another thing that happened late was the Toronto Raptors. They made another move, which is I want your thoughts on this, babe. I think this helps the Raptors.
Okay.
Toronto Raptors got PJ Tucker. Mm-hmm. They traded the Phoenix Suns, get Jared Sullinger, a 2017 and a 2018 second round pick. So the people last week that was telling me Jared Sullinger lost weight. Here, look, they was tweeting me pictures of the guy because of what I said about Jared Sullinger in previous shows of SAS, and I mean they ain't believe it. The Raptors didn't believe it either. They traded Jared Sullinger for PJ Tucker. How do you feel about this deal?
I believe it or not, I actually think this is good for Toronto, and let me tell you why. Jay Chubbs is listed as a center, but he's a little short. What is he, fam? About 6'9", 6'10"?
I think that's being generous, bro. I want to say
6'8".
I want to say he's 6'8".
Yeah, so
he's maybe 6'7".
He's really short. The reason why they list this guy, let me tell you, let me keep it a bean with y'all. You want me to tell you why they list this man as a 5? Because so many of these 4s are going out to the perimeter shooting threes. Chubbs a little slow. Chubbs don't rotate too well. Chubbs can't get out there. 6'9", okay. Chubbs can't really get out there. He don't switch well off the screen. Yeah, he's a little heavy. He's a little slow. It ain't really working well for him, so they play him at the 5. But really, he's created a situation where it's really not a perfect position for him. So, PJ Tucker is known for being a pretty solid defender. And, once again, every team in the East, you got one goal in mind. Every team in the West got one goal in mind. You trying to close that gap between the Cavaliers and you if you in the East. You trying to close that gap between the Dubs and you if you in the West. And I feel like this helps Toronto. I really do. They ain't going to beat the Cavs, but they close the gap, I feel like.
I agree with you. I still think it's the Cavs and Warriors in the finals. Yeah. I want to say that. But I'm going to tell you something else. He's a defender, but you want to know what else PJ got? PJ got that dog in him. PJ kind of, PJ a dog, man. Like, you ain't about to just be bullying the dude, man. I like PJ Tucker. I liked him when he was with Phoenix. I mean, you want him for that defense and just enforce a role. If anything, like a guy that could just put a body on LeBron. I get what Toronto's doing. I think Toronto did a great job making their team better during this trade, during these multiple trades they made. I think they definitely got better. Spade.
Right.
I want to say one more thing. Well, a few more things.
Yeah.
Toronto got better. I think Toronto got better. Boston was in the works for all these guys, Spade. Boston didn't get nobody. Boston was going to get Paul George. Mm-hmm. Boston was talking to Melo. Boston was talking to the Clippers about Blake Griffin. Boston didn't get anybody.
Boston.
Did that hurt Boston? Oh, Boston was in it for Jimmy Butler as well. Boston didn't get anybody, Spade.
Not
Does that hurt
thing.
Boston moving forward going into the playoffs?
Absolutely. Now, here's the thing. People going to say, hold up, Boston's sitting at I think they're currently number 2 in the East, right? They 2? 2 or 3?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I think they 2 in the East. You got Isaiah Thomas having an amazing run. He's making a bit of a noise. He's got people putting him in the MVP conversation. They look good. They probably taking that if it ain't broke, don't fix it type of approach. And I can dig it. We talking playoffs. We talking 7-game series. I don't know if I'm not even convinced that they finished this year the number 2 seed. I really feel like Toronto makes themselves the number 2 seed. Ultimately, is this. People, man, look, Boston probably can make the most moves. The reason why they name always comes up in this trade talk is because they got all the assets. They got 1,000 trade pieces over there. They got 1,000 picks. They got everything. They can make moves galore. And it's like they're afraid. A wise man told me, man, I got some old school uncles. Them uncles told me, man, scared money don't make no money. Like, they scared to make moves. And I feel like that's going to come back and bite them in the ass. People was worried about the fact that Boston didn't really make any noise as well as Cleveland. But for everybody going hard on Cleveland saying who had the worst, trade season or whatever, Cleveland or Boston, you got to go. Boston had the worst. Cleveland ain't got to make no moves. That team won a championship last year. So I think all they got to do is return back healthy and they good to go. I wanted to see Boston make some moves. A move, fam. Make a move. And again, all they did was talk and get their name in the rumor mill. That's all they did.
Typical Boston. That's what they do over there in Boston. But, hey, Spade, you know what's crazy is people saying that Cleveland ain't make no moves. Cleveland signed Derek Williams to a second 10-day. He's been balling. They're probably going to sign him for the rest of the season.
Yep.
And it's reports that the Mavs are going to waive Deron Williams.
Oh.
Deron Williams, and that the Cavs are going to pick this guy up. So they get the playmaker they want with Deron. If he can stay healthy in a bench role, I think that helps Deron Williams. In a bench role, that's the guy I think LeBron is looking for. But as far as Boston, let me tell you something about Boston, man. And I want to give a shout out to the great Patriot. He's a great supporter of the show. And he's probably going to be on the show sooner than later. But I want to give a shout out to him because he said he's a Boston fan. And he said, I don't know why Boston is scared to make moves. He said, you got Isaiah Thomas that's going to be 27, 28 years old. You got other guys on that team aging. And you don't want to give up your young assets like Jaylen Brown or Crowder to get a Paul George or Jimmy Butler or a guy of that nature, an all-star type caliber player that can help Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas ain't no spring chicken now. He done been in the league. He done been around. He was with the Kings, was with the Suns, and then I think from the Suns he went to Boston.
Yep.
I mean, 27 years old, man. I think he's about to be 20. If he's not 27 already, he's about to be 27. Okay. I mean, Great Patriots said, yo, we got to go get it now. And I agree. What are they waiting on? You got all these picks. So you got all these picks from the Nets. These are going to be high picks. What are you waiting on? Like, you got to go get it now. What you going to wait till? Bron ain't going nowhere, bruh. Where Bron going?
Back to the ship.
Bron ain't going nowhere. So if you're waiting for Bron to retire, you are delusional and crazy. Because Bron ain't going nowhere no time soon. So you might as well go attempt to go get it right now.
You know what else is crazy about them not doing anything? This draft class is coming in is going to be guard heavy. Now, I'm not saying it's not any talented players at other positions, because somebody going to jump in the comment section like, it's going to be a guy from, he going to name some obscure college that I never damn heard of, and he going to tell me how great he is. Mm-hmm. But the draft class is coming in as guard heavy. Boston is guard set. Set. Move one of those picks. Make something shake. Stop being afraid. Scared money don't make no money, Boston. It don't make no money. Trust me. And
that's why they're going to be in the same predicament. They are in every year. And it's going to be the Cavs in the finals. It's going to be wherever LeBron going to be in the finals again and again and again. I want to give a shout out to Toronto. Toronto, I don't think you're good enough to beat the Cavs, but I applaud you for at least making the attempt to go for it. They going to get it. They say we got Lowry, we got DeRozan. We need to go get it. So I applaud them for at least trying to make an attempt to go get it. Boston, I don't know what you're doing. Because if you just depending on Isaiah Thomas to just go get, and I like Jay Crowder, but if somebody say, yo, you want Paul George or Jay Crowder, I'm saying, give me PG. You want Jimmy Butler or Jay Crowder, give me Jimmy Butler. You know, I read that it was the Pacers that said we wanted 3 of the 4. We wanted the first round pick, Jaylen Brown, Jay Crowder, and Avery Bradley. I think it was not Avery Bradley. I think it was Marcus Smart. And Boston said no. The Pacers said we wanted 3 of the 4, and we'll give you Paul George. And Boston said no. Jaylen Brown, nice young player. They drafted him this past year this past draft that just happened. Solid player, been filling in well for Avery Bradley. But let me tell you something. If it's Jaylen Brown and Crowder or PG or Jimmy Butler, give me the All-Star. I'll take the All-Star. I don't know what they
Give
doing.
me the damn Olympic gold medalist.
And that's why Boston, that's right. That's why Boston going to be in the same predicament they're going to be in. I don't watch college basketball like that. I don't watch college basketball, Spade. They know until we get to the tournament.
None of us do. We don't
until we get to the tournament. People telling me this draft is stacked and that Boston was smart to stand back and not give up their picks. I hope they got a plan.
We'll see.
I hope they got a plan.
The same people that told you Jaylen Brown was going to cook the league up too. We still waiting on that one to happen.
What's the kid from UCLA? They think they about to get that
Lonzo
guy.
Ball.
What's the kid? Lonzo Ball.
Why?
Okay.
He's a point guard.
Spade. I don't know, bro.
It's a damn point guard.
I mean, they got the next pick. We expect that to be a top 3 pick in the lottery.
Let me ask you this: Who do you give your we're not gonna go all the way down the list. I want you to give somebody a best, and I want you to give somebody a worst. Who's your best? Who's your worst from the trade? I don't know what that call this shit. Trade week.
I want to say best. I mean, I think it's easy to say that the Pels are the best, but I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go with the Thunder. I think the Thunder got better. A lot better. I'm all burping on it because I'm drinking water. I think the Thunder got a lot better. Worse? Who? I mean, I think it's easy to say the Kings. What are the Kings doing? Especially when you had a better trade. What are the Kings doing?
Yeah.
I want to say that the Kings probably had the worst. I mean, maybe you want to throw the Bulls in there. We didn't.
Yeah.
But they think Cameron Artis-Payne is it, so I don't know. But
I don't know.
I want to say the Kings, and then I want to say the Thunder.
This is what I'm gonna do.
Thunder best, Kings worst.
With my best, I'm not sure if I want to go OKC or Toronto. I like what both of those teams did.
Okay.
But I'm gonna switch it up. My worst, I'm gonna give my worst to Boston for not doing a damn thing. Again, just sitting here on all these pieces, bro. They get my worst.
Okay. Who gets your best?
I like what both of those teams did, but since you went OKC, I'm gonna go Toronto. But I really like what OKC did. I really did. And for what it's worth, in all fairness, even though you know what? Let me be honest. OKC did the most, and to me, their team is gonna change the most. Like, they're gonna get better. I like what Houston did as well. But as far as closing the gap, because the East is so weak, to me, Toronto closed the gap on chasing the number one team in the East better than anybody. So I'm gonna give mine to Toronto.
And you want to know what, Spade? I think Toronto I think they have a great chance. Boston is second in the East with 37-20. Washington is 34-21, and Toronto is 33-24. I think they close the gap. They probably get that second seed.
I think they definitely get that second seed, barring injury. If no injury, I think they definitely get it.
That's crazy because that's going to help them a lot because that means they don't meet the Cavs until the Eastern Conference Finals if they get that second seed.
Where they would be smite
so Boston might go fall to the third or the fourth seed or the fifth seed and play Cleveland in the second round, and it's a wrap.
They get smite
It's a wrap. Yeah, it's a wrap. So Boston, I don't know. You know, this is why I troll Boston fans. I mean, I get a lot of crap from Boston people because I don't know. It's like Boston people just be on be on Twitter and they just search Boston Celtics and see who's talking about them. Because these people don't even follow me. But I talk a lot of crap about Boston because they swear to God they're going to get everybody. They're going to get Melo. They're going to get Blake. They're going to get Paul George. They're going to get...
They were supposed to get KD last
Jimmy
year.
Butler. KD.
Yeah,
like, they go... Boogie Cousins. It was... When Boogie was on... Man, they're going to get everybody and get nobody but Al Horford.
Yep.
Al Horford.
You know what? The Celtics are the ultimate window shoppers. They them guys, they walk in with stacks of money in their hand. And they be like, let me see this. Let me see that. And they get it all close and they look at it and they go, I'm going to buy this. Now let me think about it. And they don't never buy nothing. They never buy anything, man.
Never buy nothing.
Walking around with all that money in their pocket.
Buy nothing.
Not
Listen,
buying
man.
shit.
Listen, man, we wanted to bring you guys a midweek show. Want to get you guys' thoughts about all these trades that happened. Not the trash trades like the Mike Scott and
hey, they got cash for Mike Scott, man. I like cash.
I mean, hey,
straight cash
is always good. Yeah, straight cash is always good. But we want to get you guys' thoughts about all these trades that went down. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. We can't thank you guys enough for showing the love in podcast land, audio podcast land. We love y'all. Spade, you want to say anything else before we end?
Man, we tried our best to get y'all a live show. I'm going to keep working on it till I get the bugs out. We just couldn't make it happen today, but trust me, we're going to make it shake one day. One day.
I want to say, who are you guys' biggest disappointments? What moves did you guys love the most? Let us know in the comment section down below. Please let us know your thoughts on the DeMarcus Cousins trade to the Noya. Let us know what's going on with that. Do y'all think that'll work? Do y'all think maybe we tripping? Do y'all think these guys are contenders? Can they compete with the Warriors? Because I don't see it.
No.
I think the Warriors are gonna pick and roll these guys to sleep. Let me know in the comment section down below how you guys feel about these trades. Spade, you got anything else? Alright, as usual, if you're new here, we want you guys to bang the like button. I mean, if you're new here, bang the subscribe button. If you're a regular here, hit the like button. We want to thank you guys for joining us. If you don't want to see, two dudes talking in the box, we got audio podcasts everywhere. SoundCloud, Podomatic, iTunes. We everywhere. Everywhere. Shout out to all you guys for showing us so much love on all platforms. We can't do it without y'all. Share your thoughts in the comment section down below. We'll see you guys next episode. We out.
Peace.
Peace.